I think this year's best iPhone 16 is one of the most surprisingly compelling options Apple has ever released in a while, even when compared to the Pro models. With a sleek new camera design, 2 additional buttons, and some exciting new features, it may just be the one to get this year.
But here's the thing, if you're like most of us, you might still be holding onto an older phone, maybe even something like the iPhone 13 from 3 years ago. So how does the iPhone 16 really stack up?
Is it worth the upgrade? Should you say goodbye to your trusty iPhone 13 or keep your wallet closed for another year? Let's find out if the iPhone 16 is truly worth the upgrade.
But before we continue, guys, I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you could hit the subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. Thank you.
Despite the 3-year difference, the iPhone 16 looks very similar to the iPhone 13. They share the same 6.1-inch size, flat size, and of course, the signature Apple logo on the back. But take a closer look and the differences start to become clear.
However, the iPhone 16 brings some exciting design changes that make it stand out from its predecessor, and even more so when you compare to the iPhone 13.
The iPhone 16 introduced not one but 2 new physical keys. First, the classic mute switch is gone, replaced by the customized action button. This new button can be programmed for various tasks like quickly launching an app or enabling a feature. Plus, if you're creative, you can expand its functionality even further using the shortcut app. Below the power button, you'll also find the new camera control button, something I haven't used a lot lately. A simple press fires up the camera for quick snapshots, while a long press starts recording a video. You can even swipe on the button to zoom or adjust other settings, but honestly, some of these functions feel a bit over-engineered. For most users, it's still easier to make those adjustments on the screen itself.
It's not just about the buttons. The display gets a significant upgrade too. The iPhone 16 ditches the old notch in favor of dynamic island, a more interactive and modern design element.
This pill-shaped cutout first debuted on the iPhone 14 Pro and has since become a signature feature across the iPhone lineup. Positioned at the top of the display, it serves as an interactive hub, dynamically reshaping itself depending on the apps you are using. Whether it's showing your music playback, call status, or even directions from Google Maps, the dynamic island adds a layer of functionality and polish that the iPhone 13's notch simply can't match. Side by side, the iPhone 16 feels like a leap forward in design and user experience, showcasing just how Apple has progressed in recent years. Even the cameras have had a makeover. The iPhone 13 features a square modular with diagonally arranged lenses, while the iPhone 16 opts for the sleek vertical, pill-shaped layout with the LED flash centered next to it. This design is akin to the iPhone XS and the iPhone 12 days, but it feels fresh and modern at the same time.
The bottom line? While the iPhone 16 might look similar to the iPhone 13 at first glance, it's clear that Apple has packed in enough new features and design changes to make it worth considering. But are these upgrades enough to make you ditch your trusty iPhone 13? Let me know in the comments below.
Now let's talk about one of the noticeable differences: charging ports. The iPhone 13 still uses the familiar Lightning port, but the iPhone 16 makes a big leap to USB-C. This is a major change that Apple introduced with the iPhone 15 lineup, and it's something we'll discuss when we talk about battery life and charging later.
But for now, let's move on to something a bit more fun. Apple really stepped up its game with the iPhone 16's colors.
These are some of the most vibrant and saturated shades we've seen from Apple in years. Alongside with the classic black and white, you now get stunning options like pink, teal, and bold ultramarine blue. The iPhone 13 had a solid set of colors too, including starlight, midnight blue, pink, red, and green. But here's the deal. If you're a fan of pink, the iPhone 16 takes it to the next level with a shade that's brighter and even more eye-catching than ever before.
So if color is a big factor in your decision, the iPhone 16 definitely stands out. Now let's compare the displays, because while the iPhone 16 brings some upgrades, the two screens are much more similar than you might think.
Both the iPhone 13 and 16 feature a 6.1-inch Super Retina OLED display with the same 60Hz refresh rate, an identical pixel density of 460 ppi. On paper, they are nearly twins, but look a little closer and you'll notice a few key differences. First up, resolution. The iPhone 16 has a slight edge with higher pixels compared to the iPhone 13. Why? Because of the dynamic island, which takes up less display real estate than the notch. Since the dynamic island is integrated in the display itself, it adds a few extra pixels to the mix. The second and much bigger difference is the brightness. The iPhone 16 offers 1000 nits of brightness, 1600 nits of HDR content, and impressive 2000 nits in peak brightness outdoors. That's double the outdoor brightness of the iPhone 13, which caps at 1200 nits for HDR and only 800 nits typically.
And it's not just about being bright. The iPhone 16 can go incredibly dim all the way to 1 nit, making it much easier on your eyes in pitch dark environments.
So, while both displays look great, the iPhone 16 definitely shines, literally when it comes to clarity in the bright light and comfort in the dark.
Now, one thing that both the iPhone 16 and 13 lack is 120Hz promotion. If you're used to smooth scrolling on premium phones, you might expect this feature to be given on phones in 2024. But no, neither the iPhone 16 nor the iPhone 13 come with it.
Promotions makes a noticeable difference, offering buttery smooth animations and scrolling, which has become a standard even on some budget Android phones.
So yeah, I was a bit surprised and honestly a little disappointed that Apple did bring 120Hz to the iPhone 16 model. But here's a silver lining for the iPhone 13 users. You're in the same boat. So go ahead and smile, because this is one area where I'm not missing out on the newer iPhones. Performance-wise, the iPhone 16 is a massive upgrade. Apple's processor technology has taken a huge leap forward.
The iPhone 13 is powered by the A15 Bionic chip built with a 5nm technology, while the iPhone 16 is the first non-Pro model to feature A18 Bionic chip with a 3nm technology. That's a significant jump in speed and efficiency. And it's not just about raw power. The iPhone 16 is designed to handle all Apple's new AI features, which the iPhone 13 simply can't. This means that with the iPhone 16, you're getting access to a whole new world of features that make your device smarter thanks to the extra processing power.
Benchmark shows that the iPhone 16 is far superior when it comes to CPU and GPU performance, offering smoother and more powerful experience when it comes to gaming, multitasking, or running powerful apps.
Another important upgrade, the iPhone 16 comes with 8 gigs of RAM, which is double the 4 gigs found on the iPhone 13. This not only helps with the performance, but also allows you to keep more apps open without them closing in the background. Now, while storage hasn't changed much, with 128 gigs as the base model, you still have an option to upgrade to the 256 gigs or 512 gigs.
But the big takeaway here is that the iPhone 16 is clearly built to handle more advanced AI-powered features that the iPhone 13 won't be able to run.
So, if you are looking for the next-gen performance that can keep up with the future updates and features, the iPhone 16 is the clear winner here.
When it comes to cameras, both the iPhone 16 and 13 come with a dual rear camera, but there is a world of difference in what these cameras can do.
The iPhone 13 features a 12 megapixel on both the main camera, the ultra-wide, and the selfie camera. It's solid, no doubt, but the iPhone 16 takes things up a notch. We are talking a 48 megapixel fusion camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and even a 2x optical zoom. That's a huge leap in terms of detail and flexibility. The iPhone 16's new 48 megapixel fusion sensor captures more detail, performs better in low light, and delivers 2x less zoom, a huge upgrade over the iPhone 13's digital zoom. So if you love to snap crisp, clear shots from a distance, this is a game changer. The ultra-wide camera, it's pretty similar between the two models, both having a 12 megapixel sensor, but the iPhone 16 brings something special to the table: macro photography. This feature, which was only available on the Pro models, is now here, allowing you to get those super close-up shots with incredible detail. Another standout on the iPhone 16 is the selfie camera. Still 12 megapixel, but now with Smart HDR5, better portraits, and the ability to take special photos and videos. These features open up a whole new world of possibilities for your selfies, making them more professional and creative.
Now let's talk about AI, because that's where the iPhone 16 really shines. The new cleanup feature in the Photos app is a game changer.
It lets you remove objects from your photos or even blur faces with ease, much like the Magic Eraser feature on the Google Pixel phones. It's simple, quick, and will save you time when editing. For video, the iPhone 16 still shoots at 4K 60 FPS, which is great, but there is no massive upgrade here. However, Apple has added a few new editing tools like Audio Mix, which allows you to isolate or enhance specific sounds in your videos, perfect for creators who need to clean up their audio.
So if you're looking for a significantly better camera experience with AI-powered editing, better low-light performance, and advanced video features, the iPhone 16 is the clear winner. But if you're fine with the basics and don't mind sticking with the tried and true, the iPhone 13 still holds up. When it comes to charging and battery life, both the iPhone 16 and 13 will get you throughout the day. But there are some important upgrades on the iPhone 16 that will make you rethink your charging routine. Let's break it down.
The iPhone 16 comes with a bigger battery than the iPhone 13, which means you're getting a little more juice to get you through the day. Apple claims that the iPhone 16 can last up to 22 hours of video playback and 80 hours of audio, which is a solid improvement over the iPhone 13's 19 hours of video and 75 hours of audio. So, if battery life is important to you, the iPhone 16 is definitely the better choice. When it comes to charging, both phones can charge up quickly with 27-watt fast charging via wired charging. Apple claims you'll get to 50% in 30 minutes with either models. But here's where the iPhone 16 really starts to pull ahead in charging department. Apple has switched to USB-C for charging with iPhone 16, continuing what we saw on the iPhone 15 series. That means better compatibility for future devices plus fast wired charging. And speaking of faster charging, MagSafe on the iPhone 16 has been bumped up to 25 watt, which is an upgrade from the 15-watt MagSafe charging on iPhone 13.
But here's the catch. You need a new MagSafe charger that supports 25 watts, and on top of that, it needs to be connected to a charging brick that supports at least 30 watts. So, if you're someone who values fast wireless charging, the iPhone 16 really does stand out. Another cool feature of the iPhone 16 that the iPhone 13 doesn't have is reverse wireless charging. That means you can charge other devices like the AirPods or the Apple Watch just by placing them on the back of the iPhone 16. While this feature is super handy, it's definitely something that iPhone 13 doesn't offer. But here's the thing, if you're perfectly happy with iPhone 13 and want something that will get you throughout the day, you're still in a good place. However, if faster charging, reverse charging, and better battery performance matter to you, the iPhone 16 is definitely a step up. So is it time for the iPhone 13 owners to make a leap to the iPhone 16? Might take, maybe, but if you're not in a rush, it might be worth holding off for another year. However, you do get new physical buttons, a few camera upgrades, and that USB-C port, which is a big deal, but it may not be the one thing that pushes you to upgrade. You also get Apple Intelligence, but it's a slow rollout, so you're not getting all of its benefits just yet. And while the faster chip and slightly longer battery life are nice, Apple's biggest missed opportunity here is still no promotion. Honestly, after seeing 120Hz on so many devices, it's hard not to be a little disappointed that it's still missing here. But those are my thoughts on this whole debate. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video helpful and subscribe for more in-depth comparisons like this. Catch you in the next one.